Welcome to Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke Martin and today we are in Morocco. I've been waiting a long time to visit this country, and in this new series we are going to be exploring and discovering the unique cuisine of this North African country. Everything from some incredible street food to some village food. It is going to be an incredible series, and we're going to be doing it all with my friends at Moroccan Food Tours. So if you'd like to book a food tour or a cooking class in Morocco, they are available in 8 different cities across the country. Today we are in Marrakesh, a little bit touristy of a city, but there is some serious street food going on here. So we are taking you for the complete street food tour of Marrakesh. We are in the Medina, deep in the alleyways of Morocco. I am super excited, so let's start eating. So we are in the heart of the Medina, which is the old city here in Marrakesh. There are all these alleyways, all kinds of life going on, even though it's just early in the morning, very vibrant, and we are just looking for breakfast now. So we found our first spot for breakfast today. It is a packed out little shop, and they're serving bisara, which is a fava bean soup with olive oil and then butter. And he's got this traditional clay pot that he is scooping the bisara out of, this big round pot. Really, really cool. So we're gonna order up the bisara and then head upstairs to eat. We have our soup now. This looks really good. So it's served, of course, with bread. Everything, I think, here in Morocco is served with bread, but this is what I'm really looking forward to trying. This is the bisara. It's got about 2 centimeters of olive oil on the top. There is some butter inside, and then it's just a fava bean mash. So you can see that nice yellow color. Mix that olive oil all around, get it nice and saturated. Oh yeah, you can see. Oh wow, that looks so good. There's so much olive oil in there. Oh man, that is really, really good. That olive oil has a strong flavor too. The soup itself is completely creamy. None of those fava beans are left over unmashed. Not too much flavor really. It's just olive oil and kind of bean flavor, and really hearty for breakfast.
On our way here, we stopped at a humble little stall serving other kinds of flatbread too. Bread is a staple here in Morocco, and we got one that was stuffed with cream cheese and olive oil. And we brought it along here with us, so you can see inside tons of cream cheese, and it's super oily from the olive oil, and it's been saturated into the dough.
There is a lot going on within the Medina. All kinds of different markets, all these twisting alleyways, lots of tourist trinkets, of course, too. It's just a lot of fun to walk through here. So we just popped into this traditional bakery, and the way that this place works is really, really interesting. This is kind of a community oven. So the women at the house will make the dough, and then they just bring their uncooked bread dough here to the bakery, and then the men here will actually cook their bread to perfection. You come back later in the day, pick it up. Really cool concept. Of course, they also do make their own bread here for sale. That's a lot of bread. The oven here is just so cool. It's kind of set down below the floor, and it's just a wood fire. They're cooking hundreds of different pieces of bread, and he is just pumping them out. Look how fast he's working here. So I'm actually gonna go down here into the oven and check out how they're making this bread. Ooh, this stuff is hot. Oh, that. Alright, I'm covered in black shit now. Oh no.
Going through this Medina without Mohammed would be an absolute nightmare. It is huge, and everything is just spread out for miles and miles. I don't think I'd be able to find my way around, and I don't think my maps would work in here, but we are having an absolute great time walking through this old Medina. It is so cool to walk through.
So we're just stopping now at this traditional Moroccan pastry shop, and you can see, I don't know, he's got hundreds of different kinds of them, and all of them laid out really cool stall. We ordered up the mix box, so we're gonna try some of these. Here's our box. You can see all of these different sweets, and they're all coated in sugar syrup. And I'm gonna try this one right here. This one has almond paste inside, and then you can see these kind of shredded strips of phyllo dough on the outside. Let's try it. Oh, it's actually lighter in flavor than I had assumed. It's really interesting texture inside. The almond paste on the inside is super smooth, lots of sugar, of course, and you can also taste some actual orange blossom water, which is a common ingredient here. It's kind of fruity, kind of floral.
I am trying the pastry chef's recommendation, this little thing here. Guess it's packed with a lot of flavor and some crunch, so let's give it a try. Oh yeah, nice almond flavor. Sesame seeds on top give it some nuttiness. Crunchy is good. It's super sweet.
Those are really, really good. All natural ingredients, and supposedly this is the first pastry shop in all of Marrakesh. We have enough pastries to last the full day, so I think we're gonna save these for later and keep going, see what else we can find.
I chose this pastry because of the vibrant green color that it had. It looks really interesting, and I'm already halfway through. It's a coconut pastry. It's super sweet. This one is even sweeter than the last. The color, that's really cool.
So it is pomegranate season here in Morocco. This stall has a ton of pomegranates, and they are selling pomegranate juice, fresh pomegranate juice, just squeezed. Let's try it. Ooh, yeah, that is sour. Nothing added, no sugar added. That is so good though. Super refreshing. Here you go, Mohammed.
Thank you so much. Very good.
Very good, yeah.
You definitely want to stay hydrated here in Morocco. It's supposed to go up to 40 degrees Celsius today, so that pomegranate juice was certainly nice. So we just stopped at an olive stall. They have all kinds of different types of olives. We just got one that has been covered with, looks like some cilantro, and this is a green olive. Let me try it. He's also got tons of pickles, all kinds of different things. Oh, that's good. A little sour, a little salty.
So this one is covered in rosemary. It's gonna have a little bit of a different flavor. Oh my god. That works perfectly with olives.
All right, this is our third kind. This is with chili. Being a little bit on the Mediterranean coast, you know, we've got really good olives here in Morocco. I love how they spice them up here. That one's, it's not spicy, but it's got that almost kind of smoky chili flavor. That's good.
You have here like the baby cucumber. Again, you have carrots, and this is turnip.
Oh, I love pickled carrots.
Such a cool stall too. All kinds of colors, jars full of pickles, mountains of olives. And this here is something that's really interesting and unique to Morocco. This is the preserved lemons, which is in a lot of dishes. So I'm excited to try this later on in our trip. We were just walking down one of the alleyways and we're completely overcome with the smell of mint. So here in Morocco, mint tea is the national drink. We haven't actually had any yet, but here we're at a stall with all kinds of different mint. So down here, this is spearmint. This one over here is called wool mint. This is sage. Up here, this is wild mint. And then back over here, we have peppermint right over here. So all kinds of different mint. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells So good, so refreshing. There's just so much to eat here in Marrakesh. The streets are just lined with street food. I think we're gonna grab another juice.
Hi everyone. I'm from number 23.
Number 23.
The best orange juice in town. Please make sure to put like button and subscribe.
Let's try some of this Moroccan orange juice. It feels nice and cold. A lot of pulp, nothing added, just sweet, delicious orange. Oh man, that is so good. That's actually a lot more refreshing than the pomegranate. That was way too sour. This is really nice.
Baby. Bonjour les amis, ça va?
That was some good juice. We've been snacking all morning, so now I think it's time to go get ourselves a proper lunch, Moroccan lunch.
Okay, so you want to walk around?
هذا الدجاج وهذا الفيش دير الحامض على الحوت دير لنا
We're in a part of the Medina now that has all kinds of different shops selling all kinds of different Moroccan street food. So you can sit down at any one of the shops and then order from any of the shops and they'll bring the food to your seat. So we're looking at what looks good now and we're gonna sit down and then order. We scoped out a couple restaurants that had some really good looking stuff, so now we have a true Moroccan lunch. Check this out, we've got the calamari, fried squid. Back here, this is really interesting. These are sardine meatballs that have been stewing in tomato sauce. These are also sardines, but these ones are kind of like patties that have been fried with onions on the side. Just got some French fries over here. This is like a tomato sauce with onions, cilantro, coriander. Back here, this is the tagine, something I've been looking forward to trying. So the tagine is actually the vessel that it's cooked in, very uniquely Moroccan. You can get all kinds of different things inside of the tagine. This one is with chicken, and there's potatoes, all kinds of vegetables and spices. This is also very, very interesting. I've never tried this. These are fried shark's eggs. So deep fried shark eggs, just like a big kind of sack of shark eggs. And then back here we've got tomato sauce with no spices, no onions. This is gonna be a feast. Let's dig in. I've got some bread and I'm going in for one of these sardine meatballs. Oh wow, they're really soft. Oh, super soft. It's like falling apart. And lots of tomato broth. Let's try that. Slightly tart and acidic from that tomato sauce, but the sardine meatballs are just ridiculously fall apart tender. A little slight flavor of seafood, but not much. Let me try one of these sardine patties with some of the onions. I'm just gonna grab some of the onions on top of this. Let's try it. Those are spiced up nicely, a little crispy on the outside. Okay, let's try this chicken tagine. I'm gonna move some of these potatoes away so we can see what's going on underneath here. There's like some chicken hiding in here. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh man, it is smoking, smoking hot. Wow. And that chicken is on the bone. Peel a little bit of that off. Get one of these potatoes and some of that sauce. Let's try that. Oh man. That is so good too, wow. That might be my favorite thing so far of the day. Those potatoes are so soft, the chicken's so tender. And then the mixture of spices in there is very unique. It's a very like Moroccan blend. I don't think I've ever tasted quite the taste of this before. And then cooking it in the tagine definitely infuses some of that flavor. A little bit smoky and a little bit spicy. That is good. Okay, let's try these shark eggs. Definitely, I've never tried this before. I've had smoked shark in Taiwan, but never had shark eggs. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna dip this in this tomato sauce here. Try not to lose all those eggs. Let's try that. It really doesn't have much of a flavor actually. It's very, very slightly bitter. The eggs are tiny, like grains of salt. They kind of burst in your mouth. The tomato sauce again, tart, but honestly not much flavor from the shark eggs themselves. A little bit of a bitter aftertaste. I've tasted everything on the table so far. They are all really good, but I have to say the best thing of everything is the potatoes of this tagine. I think this might be the best potatoes I've ever had in my life. You can see they've kind of changed color because they've just been soaking in the spices and the oil in here, and it just goes so good with the bread or by itself. And so soft. It's like a mashed potato almost.
Woo, that was awesome. Great Moroccan spread, so many different flavors, fresh seafood, even here in Marrakesh. It's amazing.
This place is absolutely bustling. It's lunchtime. All the local hotels, workers will come here. The prices are about 3 times cheaper than the surrounding restaurants just because this little enclave of cheap street food. My fingers are actually changing colors from eating today with only my hands, all that turmeric in all the dishes we've had. And there's something really special we're gonna try for dessert here.
Oh.
Okay.
See, this is a cactus fruit. As you can see, it's nice and yellow. You can't touch the surface. It's actually sharp. There's seeds inside, you swallow them whole, and this is actually really good for digestion, so you eat it after a big meal. Mmm, so good.
So there are tons of guys like this around Marrakesh serving the cactus fruit. You can just come and stand here, eat as many as you want. Are they good?
Yeah.
Super good.
Super sweet.
Oh yeah.
I saw someone eating this
Marrakech.
whole once. Pretty insane. I won't try that. I can't attempt it, I'll choke.
So there are a lot of seeds in the cactus fruit and you can't really chew them. They're pretty big seeds. You're supposed to just completely swallow them. It kind of feels unnatural at first, but you get used to it. And back in the alleyways.
Back in the alleyways, I don't really know where we are, but luckily Mohammed is a legend and he knows his way around.
So we are now going to one of the famous attractions here in the old Medina called the Secret Garden, traditional Moroccan style garden. I don't know really what to expect, but we're gonna go ahead and check it out. So this is a beautiful garden, but it's got more than just plants. There is a very interesting and unique mechanism for transporting the water throughout this whole complex. So back in the day, it was a luxury to have water inside of a building, and this was a very ancient system of moving the water totally mechanically with no electricity. It's also just a really nice place to relax. There's all kinds of cool plants. This is an olive tree right behind me here. All kinds of olives in it. Really, really cool. Finished off at the Secret Garden. That was really cool, nice and relaxing. It's starting to get a little later in the evening, so I think we're gonna go to a cafe to watch the sunset. So we just popped into a cafe. We are heading upstairs to their rooftop terrace to take in the sunset. So you can see this square behind me here. This is called Jama El Fna, and you can hear all of the noise of everything going on down there. There's tons of street food, there's tons of snake charmers, all kinds of musicians. We're just gonna watch the sunset from this terrace here, and then we're gonna go down and check it out, do a little bit more eating tonight. So we are down in the square now, Jama El Fna, and it is packed with people, all kinds of things, all kinds of people trying to sell you stuff. Lots of street food over here, all kinds of music. It's quite lively. We are looking for a snack. We've stopped at one of the snail stalls. So snails are a very popular thing here in Morocco. These snails for the last few days have been fed only flour. So they've kind of flushed out their system and they're served in a nice broth here. And let me pull this guy out. Look at that. Wow. All right, let's try. Oh yeah, that was good. The flavor of that broth is incredible. There's so many spices and herbs mixed into that broth. It is super powerful flavor. And then the snail itself doesn't have much. It's an interesting sort of like chewy and creamy texture because it's been fed that flour. So the insides are a little bit smooth, but then chewy on the outside. Really good. Look at all these snails. Some of them are huge, and then some of them are pretty small. But one thing I definitely want to do is just try some of this broth. Woo!
Yeah.
That will wake you up.
Kicking it, yeah.
Yeah, that is super, super strong. There is a lot of flavor packed into that soup.
Snails really aren't my thing, but when in Morocco, you gotta eat what the locals eat. Oh, jeez. Sorry. These are actually really good. That broth is what makes these snails so incredible.
This place is a lot of fun. There is so much to see and do. I think we got room for one more thing today, but I am pretty stuffed after a full day of eating, but we're gonna do it. We are at our final stop of the day. This restaurant is called Chez Lamine Haj Mustafa, very popular restaurant. The owner and chef of this restaurant used to be a cook for the royal family, and then he started this restaurant. So earlier today we had the Moroccan famous tagine, but this place is serving tangia, which is sort of like the wife or the female version of the tagine. So you can see right here, this is the pot that is cooked in. So it's actually cooked underground, and they seal the top, let it sit in the ashes for several hours, and then it's finished. So over here we have it. This is the beef version. You can also get mutton. We got beef, and you can see just all of that meat covered in spices, and it is like ridiculously tender, fall apart. We've also got bone with some bone marrow, and this definitely needs to be eaten with bread. So let me grab some of this. I'm just gonna dig right in. This looks so good. Oh man, that is super, super tender. And get some of that oil. Look at that. That is beautiful. Wow. Wow. That is exquisite. Absolutely delicious. Instantly, the first flavor that hits my mouth is the flavor of those preserved lemons. So earlier we saw those pickled lemons, and they really come through in this dish, a little bit sour and very citrusy flavored. And then the oiliness and tenderness of that beef is just melt in your mouth. There's so many different spices going on there. I can't even begin to name them all. This is just absolutely beautiful. There's so much meat here. You can order it per weight, so you can order, you know, I think this is a 1/4 kilo, and you can go as much as you want. Oh man, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh wow. How is it, guys?
Come on.
Totally amazing.
This is so good.
And we're all stopped.
Yeah, we've been eating all day, and now we're just like devouring this.
Can't get enough of it.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go in for some of this bone marrow. Look at this. Oh, no effort needed. Okay, that is seriously soft. Look at it. Oh, I can't even pick it up. It's just melting in the oil. Okay, I've got a little bit of it. Let me try to get a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's try. Oh no. There. Wow. That is no longer a solid. That is completely liquid. Wow. The flavor of this It's just undescribably delicious. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. What an incredible day of eating. Guys, I'm telling you, if you're coming to Morocco and you want to taste some delicious food, you have to book a tour with Moroccan Food Tours.
Food tour,
Yes, hit the link down in the description box. We'll put everything. Give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, everything.
media,
Yeah. And thank you very much to Mohammed today.
Yeah, thank you,
It was incredible.
guys. Thank you. It was incredible. Yeah.
What was your favorite thing we ate, Sabrina?
Oh, everything was so good, but come on.
That tenjia.
So good.
You too?
Yeah. It will be more of the lunch, the lunch place.
The lunch place,
The lunch
yes.
place.
Those potatoes and the
Yes,
tagine
yeah,
were incredible alone.
Yep.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already and hit the bell icon so you're notified. Give us a like and we'll see you again from Morocco very soon.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.